really cool things that we're starting to see is that this idea of being an entrepreneur inside of a company, being that intrapreneur, is being embraced by a lot of organizations around the world. They're really encouraging it, and they're putting programs in place to actually help make this happen. AT&T, for example, has a program called Foundry, which is in 6 cities around the world. And it's pretty much AT&T's version of an internal startup incubator, where collaborators around the world come together to come up with different ideas and concepts and pitch different ideas to employees inside of the organization to try to get those ideas to turn into products or services. It's a great way for these entrepreneurs, these intrapreneurs, to come together to think about ways that they can better improve the organization. LinkedIn has a similar program called Incubator. And inside of Incubator, it operates pretty much the same way that a startup, like a VC, operates. Employees once a quarter have the opportunity to pitch their ideas to other executives inside of the organization. And if executives inside of LinkedIn like these ideas, then they move forward with them to try to turn them into different products or services. And so essentially what they've done is they've created their own venture capital environment internally for employees to pitch their ideas and to come up with creative solutions. And if given the opportunity to take those solutions forward and actually turn them into something. One of my favorite examples of how an organization is helping create intrapreneurs is Adobe. And they have a really cool program called Kickstart. Now, to be a part of the Kickstart program, employees go through a couple-day innovation workshop that guides them and gives them steps and strategies on how to think creatively to develop their ideas and turn them into something. And then employees are actually given a $1,000 prepaid credit card. They don't need to show receipts for anything. They don't need to show what the money was spent for, but employees are given this $1,000 prepaid credit card, and they're able to use this money to help turn their idea into some sort of a prototype, to build something. Once that is built, employees then get to present what it is that they have created to executives inside of Adobe. And if an executive inside of Adobe likes the idea and says yes to it, they greenlight it, then it is potentially turned into a product or a service that Adobe is able to roll out across the organization. And that's a really cool program because not only does it teach employees how to innovate, but it also gives them the financial support needed to help turn their ideas into potential products or services. So clearly, some of the world's most recognized organizations are trying to build intrapreneurs because they understand the value that these employees can bring to the organization now and in the future. If the organization that you're a part of has some kind of a program like this in place for intrapreneurs, then I absolutely recommend that you take advantage of it. Your idea might not necessarily get turned into a product or service, but you will learn a lot and you will build on these concepts of thinking like an entrepreneur. Now, your company might not have any programs like this in place. You might be an individual contributor, you might be a mid-level manager, you might even be a senior level executive. But it doesn't matter. You too can think like an entrepreneur, even if your company doesn't have a formal program in place. Athena and I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more content like that, check out futureofworkpodcast.com. And do me a favor, please review the podcast on Apple Podcasts or whatever your preferred channel is. Thank you very much.